Today's story takes us back more than 2,000 years to a world of kings, queens, wars, and empires. This is the story of Cleopatra, the last queen of ancient Egypt. Many people think Cleopatra was famous only for her beauty, but that is not true. Cleopatra was one of the most intelligent and powerful women in history. She lived in a dangerous time, ruled a rich kingdom, and faced the strongest empire the world had ever seen. Her life was full of ambition, political games, deep love, and tragic choices. Let us begin her incredible journey. Cleopatra was born in 69 BCE in Alexandria, one of the most important cities of the ancient world. Alexandria was a center of knowledge. It had great libraries, scholars, scientists, and philosophers. Cleopatra was born into the Ptolemaic dynasty, a royal family that came from Greece. Although they ruled Egypt, they were not Egyptian. Most rulers of her family did not care about Egyptian culture. They spoke Greek, followed Greek traditions, and ignored the local people. Cleopatra noticed this mistake very early. As a child, she was curious and eager to learn. She studied history, science, math, astronomy, literature, and philosophy. She also became a master of languages. Cleopatra could speak Greek, Egyptian, Latin, Hebrew, and other languages. This made her very powerful. She could speak directly to her people and to foreign leaders. Her childhood, however, was not safe. Inside the palace, power was everything. Family members often fought each other for the throne. Cleopatra learned that trust was dangerous and intelligence was necessary for survival. She watched carefully. She listened more than she spoke. And she prepared herself for the day she would rule. Unlike many rulers before her, Cleopatra truly respected Egypt. She learned the Egyptian language, honored Egyptian gods, and followed local traditions. She presented herself as the goddess Isis, the protector of life and fertility. This was not just a religious act, it was political wisdom. The people of Egypt felt seen and respected. They believed Cleopatra was one of them. This connection gave her strength when she needed support the most. When Cleopatra was 18 years old, her father died. According to tradition, she had to rule Egypt with her younger brother, Ptolemy XIII, who was only a child. But Cleopatra was strong, confident, and experienced. She wanted to rule alone. Her brother's advisors feared her intelligence and independence. Slowly, they pushed her out of power. Soon, Cleopatra was forced to leave Egypt and live in exile. Many rulers would have given up. Cleopatra did not. She knew Egypt's future depended on her return. At this time, Julius Caesar, the most powerful man in Rome, arrived in Egypt. Cleopatra understood something important. Rome controlled the world. If she wanted her throne back, she needed Roman support. But how could she meet Caesar when her enemies controlled the palace? Cleopatra created one of the boldest plans in history. She secretly entered Alexandria and asked a servant to roll her inside a carpet. That carpet was delivered to Julius Caesar. When it was opened, Cleopatra stepped out. Young, confident, intelligent. Caesar was amazed. Instead of begging, Cleopatra spoke with confidence. She explained Egypt's political problems clearly and intelligently. Caesar saw her as an equal, not just a queen, but a strategist. With Caesar's help, Cleopatra defeated her brother's forces. Ptolemy XIII died during the conflict. Cleopatra was restored as Queen of Egypt. Cleopatra and Julius Caesar became close allies. Soon, their relationship turned into love. They spent time together in Egypt, sailing the Nile and discussing politics, philosophy, and leadership. Cleopatra gave birth to a son named Ptolemy Caesar, known as Caesarion. She believed Caesarion was the future, a bridge between Egypt and Rome. Cleopatra later traveled to Rome with her son. Her presence caused fear and anger among Roman leaders. They saw her as a threat. They feared Caesar would make Egypt stronger than Rome. In 44 BCE, Julius Caesar was assassinated. The world changed overnight. Cleopatra knew Rome was no longer safe. She returned to Egypt quickly, protecting her son and her throne. After Caesar's death, Cleopatra ruled Egypt alone. She focused on strengthening the economy, controlling trade, and protecting Egypt's independence. But Rome was still watching. A new power struggle began inside the Roman Republic. One man soon stood out, Mark Antony. Cleopatra and Mark Antony met in the city of Tarsus. Cleopatra planned her entrance carefully. She arrived on a golden ship, wearing royal clothes and surrounded by music and perfume. She dressed as the goddess Aphrodite, the symbol of love and beauty. Mark Antony was completely captivated. But Cleopatra offered more than beauty. She spoke intelligently about politics, money, and power. They formed a powerful alliance. Soon, love followed. They had 3 children together: Alexander Helios, Cleopatra Selene, Ptolemy Philadelphus. Cleopatra dreamed of a future where her children ruled a powerful Eastern empire. Cleopatra and Mark Antony's alliance worried Rome. Octavian, Julius Caesar's adopted son, used this relationship as propaganda. He told the Roman people that Antony was controlled by a foreign queen. Rome declared war, not on Antony, but on Cleopatra. This was a dangerous move. It turned the conflict into a personal attack on Egypt. In 31 BCE, the final battle began. The Battle of Actium was fought at sea. Cleopatra and Antony faced Octavian's forces. During the fight, Cleopatra's ship suddenly retreated. Some say it was a planned escape. Others say it was panic. Seeing Cleopatra leave, Antony followed her. Their army collapsed. The war was lost. Octavian marched toward Egypt. Believing Cleopatra was dead, Mark Antony fell on his sword. He did not die immediately. He was carried to Cleopatra. He died in her arms. Cleopatra knew what Octavian planned. He wanted to take her to Rome as a prisoner. She refused. According to legend, Cleopatra chose death by a poisonous asp. With her death, the Egyptian kingdom ended. Egypt became part of the Roman Empire. Cleopatra lost her kingdom, but she never lost her dignity. She ruled with intelligence, courage, and vision. She stood against the greatest empire of her time. Today, Cleopatra is remembered not as a defeated queen, but as a symbol of strength, intelligence, and resistance. Her story still inspires the world.